Hi people, Morino Reifenberg here again. In this video, I'll be discussing, in essence, I'll be discussing and elaborating on the fact that you should be yourself and stay yourself. A term that a lot of people have tremendous difficulty with I think that is a notion that a lot of people have difficulty coming to terms with is simply distinguishing fact from fiction. A lot of people think or under the impression that the way that pop media portrays life, so what you see in movies and so on, videos, and what you hear in radio wise in songs and so on, that's the way that you're supposed to be in real life. In short, society tries to conform you up to a certain way, and a lot of people simply they can't stand the peer pressure, and they eventually cave and try to act the way that they think or the way that some dumb music video tells them how to act. And a lot of them fail miserably in the process. So my message that I clearly want to convey to people is to be yourself, and not to just be yourself, stay yourself. Understand that there is a strong, stark difference between real life and pop media. Okay? Pop media in general portrays the way life should be. That's why in a lot of movies and music videos, what do you see? You see people that are rich, people that are well off financially. You see people that are good looking in general. Does it have any bearing statistically in reality compared to reality? No, it does not. Because the real world is filled with ugly people and the real world is filled with poor people. And it just goes on. These are just two examples, although I almost want to laugh at my own examples. But that is the harsh fact of the matter, and that's reality, and you need to come to terms with it. You need to deal with it. And for a lot of people, I know it's easier said than done, but it doesn't matter how much people pressure you, you need to learn to be yourself and stay yourself. The whole notion, you name it, from everything, okay? Simple example is that when you're in high school, okay, and often when you watch a teenage movie, for example, you notice that there are that in high school you have distinct groups. You've got the jocks, you've got the nerds, you've got this, you've got that. In reality, I'm not saying that can't be the case, because in some cases you really come across these textbook movie-like scenarios where you go to a high school and it's really like that. But in real life, it's not that. It's not black and white. No, not at all. I mean, I'm into things of everyone that knows me knows that I'm into things of an intellectual pursuit, but that doesn't mean that I'm a nerd, because that doesn't correlate at all. When people think of a nerd, people think of someone that's unattractive and someone that seems geekish, as in someone that wears glasses and is interested in things that have no practical value. That's not me at all. But even if you were like that, make no mistake, okay? Even if you're some kind of band geek or if you're some kind of nerd, even to these people, I would strongly advise that you stay yourself. If this is who you are and you enjoy doing what you do and being who you are, then don't change that for some kind of because some stupid movie or some music video tells you to, or that's what others expect you to be. That's one of the worst things that you can do, because it's basically, in short, it's simply conformity. You're conforming, or you're trying to conform to what others expect you to be. It's like you're giving control, okay? It's like you're giving people control over your life in terms of what you want to be. And that's not something that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to remain and stay genuine. You're supposed to stay true to yourself. And not just be true to yourself, stay true to yourself. Because you can say to yourself, hey, I'm going to try it, and then I'm going to be myself, and then the second you come across the slightest form of pressure, you immediately cave. No! It doesn't matter what people call you, whether people call you nerd, geek, whether people call you this and that. It does not matter. Stay true to yourself, okay? And continue to stay true to yourself. Be yourself and stay yourself. And like I said, in reality, these things have no bearing whatsoever, okay? The world isn't black and white, and there are infinite shades of gray. And there are infinite shades of gray, I said. And yeah, that's just the case. I mean, make no mistake, okay? Pop media displays life as it should be. and not even from a factual perspective. Usually it's from the perspective of the movie makers themselves, or the people that put together this whole the specific kind of media that I'm referring to, whether it's a movie or a music video or whatever. Okay, but in reality, nah, life is not like that. Life is black and white and whatnot, you name it. It's like watching even an X-rated movie or a porn movie. Make no mistake, a love scene or a sex scene is vastly different than in reality. Okay, a lot of people in real life will attest to that. Being in love or having a crush on someone, or being romantically caught up on someone is vastly different in a movie than it is in real life, because things don't go smooth. Usually things do not go well. Things take a really bad turn for the worse. Okay, but it's not all sunshine and butterflies and rainbows the way that movies display it to be. That's not the case at all. Movies often tend to romanticize real life, an unjust romanticization, because in reality, real life is honestly, I think the majority of people would say that it has more burdens than pleasures. It's more of a liability than an asset, life overall. The majority of people in the world out there, as far as I know, I'm not saying that this is a fact, but as far as I know, the majority of people out in the world are simply struggling to get by mentally as well as materially. They simply try to find reasons to hang on to life, and that's not the way life is supposed to be at all. Life as anything, just like anything else, it's supposed to, the pros are supposed to outweigh the cons. The benefits are supposed to outweigh the drawbacks. I personally stay true to myself. I am definitely under no circumstance going to conform to what others want me to be, or some kind of ideal image. No, 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 no. Regardless of what happens, whether you approve of it or not, I'm going to be myself and stay myself, and I'm not going to change for anyone under no circumstance. No, 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 no. Doesn't matter how much pressure is placed on me. I will only temporarily at least yield in a metaphorical sense, not literally. If I'll only do so if the benefits of doing so outweigh the drawbacks. If it's the easiest way to do something and I personally don't mind doing it, then yes, I will do so. I will adhere to the wishes of others. But keep in mind what I just said. Emphasis laid on I shall do so. I will do so. It's my choice. But don't be someone that simply wants to fit into the crowd and changes himself to the point where where you're unrecognizable, because you're going to fail. I can guarantee you. If you're someone that's, for example, you're simply not into sports, or you're not into books or anything like that, then don't try to pass yourself off as an intellectual or as some kind of jock. No, that's the equivalent of a god awful ugly woman, someone that's morbidly obese, or someone that's really ugly, trying to wear a swimsuit or a bikini and frolicking along the beach. No, you need to know what suits you. Otherwise, you're going to make an ass out of yourself. You're going to give others leverage in terms of mocking you. You're going to make a fool out of yourself, and no one wants to stand the fool or be the fool, of course. So again, you need to be yourself and stay yourself. That's all, Mike.